Frank Stitt's two Birmingham restaurants, Highlands Bar and Grill and Bottega, are hot tickets. Chef Stitt is personable, smart, and adroit at fusing classical technique and principles with Southern cookery. Consider his entree, grilled tuna with crawfish purlieu using basmati rice.
The first dish we're going to do today is it's a purlieu. A purlieu is a rice dish that is originally from the low country of Carolinas, and it could be made with anything. In this case, we're going to use some of my favorite ingredients. We're going to use some crawfish, and we're going to cook that with the rice and make a little stew of that. And then we're going to sear some tuna and serve the tuna on top of this crawfish rice, this purlieu, with a little bit of a watercress essence. Some beautiful watercress. Watercress is available all year long, but it's especially nice right now in the spring. It's something that I used to gather some out in the clear springs, out in the country. So what I have is some salted water. It's at a hard boil.
Blanch for about 30 seconds.
Then we're going to immerse it in ice water. So we call this blanching and shocking. We do this with most of our vegetables. And this sets the color, stops it from overcooking.
It is drained by both hand squeezing and also in a towel.
And then I'm going to get a little bit more of the water out of there. Put it in a kitchen towel. And we can just squeeze it dry. And then we're going to puree this. And this can be done either in a food processor, a RoboCoupe, or a blender. We're going to use a little combination of chicken stock. Keeps it fairly light and healthy. And a little extra virgin olive oil.
The mixture is strained and held until service.
We can reserve this for when we're ready to go.
Chopped scallion, celery, carrot, and onion are softened in olive oil for the rice purlieu.
We're going to add 2 or 3 bay leaves, a little pinch of chili pepper.
Chopped garlic and some other ingredients are added before the basmati rice goes in.
I'm going to season that with a little salt right now. I'm also going to throw in just a couple of crawfish, a few crawfish tails, a little sprig of celery. Coat this with a little bit of the oil that's in the pan and just get everything stirred around and the flavors kind of coming together.
Chicken stock is added, the heat is lowered. Cover the pan and cook for 18 minutes until the liquid is absorbed.
So we've got this going at a nice little simmer. We're going to add a sprig of thyme, maybe a little fresh chopped thyme. And then cover.
Sushi-grade tuna is seasoned with salt and pepper before searing. Olive oil is in the cast iron pan.
So you want the pan to be very, very hot to begin with. We're going to get a good sear, a good crust, but we're going to leave the inside very rare. I'm going to turn the heat, just adjust it down a little bit. It's going to take about 2-3 minutes on the side, depending on the thickness. Now, I would say this is about 1.5 inches or so. You want it at least that thick so that you can cook it rare on the inside.
The cooked tuna will rest on a wire rack.
Now, one little trick that we do that I think is very important is that whenever we grill or sear almost any meats, we let it rest on a cooling rack, a cake rack. And what happens is that this allows plenty of air to move around, and since there's very little contact with the meat, very little of the juices come out. And so this way, all of the juices stay in.
Finely cooked crawfish are combined with chopped shallot, garlic, and green onion. This mixture will be added to the rice.
Now then, you don't have to do this, but we're going to just work in just a little bit of butter. Salt, a little bit more cayenne, oh yeah, and now for a little bit of our watercress essence. And perhaps just to remind you of what we've got is a little watercress and a crawfish. And that is our seared tuna with a crawfish purloo with a watercress essence.